It's just near impossible for so many people, even if they are working full-time, to afford their first home. The stress that puts on households, it's just terrible.
We're looking to build climate-resilient homes that are attainable for all. And this is a pretty lofty challenge, given that the only direction the cost of construction has gone in is up to the right. We believe we need fundamental ground-up innovation to make sure that we can control the cost of construction, increase the speed at which we can produce it, but also just make it fundamentally more predictable.
None of us have a background in construction. There's definitely something to be said for coming at a problem with fresh eyes.
We were really focusing on ways to bring value, and the first task to do that is paneling.
This is our robotic work cell, lovingly named Genie. It takes those pre-cut lumber pieces that come from the saw, and then it puts them perfectly in place onto this magnetic jig.
By the summer, we're gonna have it doing actually sheeting as well. That is like 15 to 20% of the labor that goes into a house. Now, I will note that you can go to Europe and you can buy full assembly lines that do that same kind of work. These systems are $5 to $10 million. They take 25,000 square feet of space. So there's these massive assembly lines that look like a car assembly line to build these panels. What we build is a system that is 500 square feet, $200,000, that does exactly the same work, but you now can replicate it.
It also becomes significantly easier to place them closer to where customers are. We are the smallest volumetric modular factory that we know of today, currently at 16,000 square feet.
We're building a lot of software to generate work instructions, to generate robot instructions, to kind of automate the design process in a way that you haven't seen in the construction space before. So on on-site construction, all the decisions are made during the build, right? People are trying to interact with each other as the thing is being built. We bring all of that to a digital space first by modeling to a high level of detail. Some of those are machine code. Some of them are drawings that tell a person what to do. Now we can close that feedback loop of when things go wrong, when there's rework at a much earlier pace, but also at a much faster speed.
We are a company that delivers homes. We don't deliver modular components. We're able to not just ensure quality control, but also ensure that whoever the customer is has a single point of contact. We're really owning the creation of that whole home. On our first build, the majority of the people that worked on that build actually lived very, very close to Arlington, which I think is the long-term potential for this. There's a huge construction shortage of workers in our country. We're able to draw our labor force directly from the communities where we're building. We're able to welcome a lot of people into the factory that are potentially having problems getting hired on other jobs because they're having trouble figuring out where to get that experience.
Their approach aligned so well with our mission, and it ticked all the boxes, that they were creating something extremely energy efficient. They were local to the area. They were building something modular so that they could make something lower cost while still being really high quality. Everything just seemed to align. Today, we are at our 35 Parker Street accessory dwelling unit. This unit has 2 bedrooms and 1.5 bathrooms. So much light. It's small, but maximizes space very well.
We've taken an active interest in helping rebuild the wildfire-damaged homes in Altadena. We expect we'll be somewhere in LA County. We're going to be shipping 2 homes from Massachusetts this year with the goal that we can follow up with the factory early next year. If you make some good decisions on your building platform, the factory-built housing approach brings you a lot of other freebies along with it. It's not a trade-off that we have to make as a business to say, is this good for the climate or not? Like, that's become table stakes. But all of a sudden, it kind of elevated the idea of like, we're reframing construction. We're reframing this as a systems level problem. We're building homes that are highly familiar and approachable, but the way we approach the process is what we're actually reframing the construct and the constraints around it.